Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. I hope you guys are enjoying your week, and I hope you guys are anticipating the Christmas holiday next week. Next Thursday, I should say. Anyways, I decided to give you somewhat of an early Christmas gift by giving you guys my long-awaited character about a certain Marvel character that's about to have his Disney Plus series come out, that it's about to be released late January. As a matter of fact, I think it's about to be released January 27th of next year. And this is a character that I have been a fan of for a long time. This is a character that I personally blame Marvel for not doing a good enough job in representing and advertising this character in Marvel-related media. And that character is none other than the Ionic Empowered Avengers, Simon Williams, a.k.a. Wonder Man. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, as I said before, his real name is Simon Williams, and he was created by Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and Don Heck, and made his very first appearance in the 9th issue of the original Avengers comics back in August of 1964. He is the younger of two boys born to Sanford Williams, an industrialist who founded the highly successful munitions factory called Williams Innovations. His father, Sanford, was regarded as a stern disciplinarian. He had high expectations for his sons and was extremely abusive towards both his sons, Simon, and Simon's older brother, Eric Williams, who would later on go by the supervillain, the Grim Reaper. This also turned Eric to become physically abusive towards Simon. When Eric declined his family's offer to join the family firm, Simon, who was more studious and less athletic of the two, accepted. When his father, Sanford, died, Simon inherited full control of the company, despite being only 20 years old. Under his inexperienced management, Williams Innovation began to lose its competitive edge in the marketplace to rapidly growing firms such as, you guessed it, Stark Industries. He turned to his brother for aid, and Eric agreed to help his offer to his advice. Eric told Simon to embezzle money with DiMaggio. Desperate to save his father's business, Simon did what his brother Eric suggested. However, his company board of directors discovered the embezzlement, and Simon was brought to trial. Facing a prison sentence, Simon was released by Amora the Enchantress, one of Thor's villains / love interests. She paid his bail and enchanted the authorities. Baron Zemo, one of Captain America's biggest villains, was intrigued by Williams' case and decided to blame Tony Stark for Simon's downfall. He decided to dispatch the Enchanted to recruit Simon for his Masters of Evil. Zemo at the time believed that Stark to be the employer of his enemy, Iron Man. Disheartened by his upheavals in his life, Simon agreed to accompany the Enchanted to Zemo's South American base. Williams agreed to become a test subject for Zemo's ionic ray treatment. After undergoing the arduous chemical and radiation treatments, Williams emerged with attributes that Zemo promised him. Zemo gave him a costume and dubbed him Wonder Man, and outlined his plan to use him to defeat the Avengers. To ensure Zemo's cooperation, Zemo told him that a side effect of the treatment that gave him his superhuman abilities altered his metabolism, so he would die within the week unless he was given regular treatments of an unspecified antidote. Not willing to die, Wonder Man agreed to Zemo's plan in a staged battle with the Masters of Evil. He won the confidence of the Avengers. When he explained to them that he was dying, the Avengers accepted Simon into their ranks and unsafely tried every means of science known to cure him. Soon, Wonder Man led the Avengers to an ambush by the Masters of Evil. In the course of the battle, Wonder Man had an attack of conscience and decided that he could not betray the Avengers' kindness to him, even if it cost him his life. Deprived of Zemo's prolonging treatment, succumbed to a mysterious side effect of his power acquisition. Telling the Avenger that he's glad his final act was a noble one, Wonder Man felt still, displaying no vital signs. Although the Avengers assumed that he had died and brought his body back to the United States for identification and burial, Wonder Man had actually gone to a death-like coma brought on by the unstable mutagenic changes triggered in his body. Sometime later, William's brother, Eric, now known going by the alias the Grim Reaper, retrieved his brother's body. The Reaper used his brother's cryogenic preserved body to bribe the Vision, the android whose artificial brain was cybernetic programmed with the memories and behavior patterns of Simon Williams, into portraying the Avengers. The Grim Reaper tried to convince the Vision that his conscience could be transferred to Wonder Man's body, giving the Vision a more human form. Later, the Reaper claimed that Wonder Man could not be resurrected and offered to have the Vision's consciousness transferred to Captain America's body instead. The Vision pretended to go along with the Reaper's plan in order to help the Avengers apprehend him. The Grim Reaper managed to escape the incident, however, and took him with his brother's seemingly lifeless body. Now, obsessed with the idea of retrieving his brother by any means whatsoever, the Reaper took Wonder Man's body to New Orleans, hoping that the logical Hugans voodoo priests could resuscitate it. Led by the Black Town, the leader of their voodoo cult, the Hugans, I don't know how to pronounce them, used their magic to reanimate Wonder Man, but as a mindless zombie. Frustrated by his imperfect result, the Grim Reaper had the Hungans, whatever the hell you pronounce them, instruct the semi-living being to accuse the Vision of stealing his mind. He then packed the body in a large crate and shipped it to Avengers Mansion. When the crate was opened, Wonder Man did what he was bid, but to no real effect. The Avengers seduced Simon and followed to New Orleans to investigate what had happened. Curiously, as Wonder Man began moving about again and having exposed to the powers of the living laser, he began shaking of the effects of both the Hungans' magic and Baron Zemo's detrimental radiation treatment. Within a few days, Simon was conscious and fully functional once again, much to his surprise. The Avengers later examined him and learned that he had simply been in a coma while his body was fully metamorphosed, metamorphosed, from one of flesh and blood to one of specified superhuman flesh-like substance nourished by ionic blood instead of energy. Wonder Man, oh God, you know what? Thank you. The Avengers later Wonder Man suffered considerable psychological trauma, adjusting to the change that had come over him, as well as used memories of him being dead. During the initial months of adjustments, he resided at Avengers Mansion as a guest and frequently lent his aid to the team. Despite his vast strength and resistance to injury, Wonder Man dreaded the thought of dying and facing oblivion again, and was often overwhelmed by cowardice in life-threatening situations. Finally, while battling the near-omnipotent Korvac, Wonder Man was able to master his fears long enough to live up to his full potential. However, he still felt twinges of the same irrational fear from time to time, unable to vanquish it completely. He was eventually reelected to membership of the Avengers and became close friends with fellow Avenger Hank McCoy, the Beast. Wonder Man later invaded his former planet, which had been taken over by the Mafia, and fought Madame Mouse and Dreadnought. Okay. The Grim Reaper, learning that his brother was now conscious, no longer a zombie, stole into Avengers Mansion, subdued the Avengers, and held a mock trial to determine if this Wonder Man is truly his brother. Satisfied that Wonder Man was his brother brought back to life, the Reaper planned to kill the Vision, whom he saw as a mockery of his brother. Wonder Man fought his brother to save the Vision and defeated him. The Avengers committed the Reaper to a mental institution, but he eventually got free. The Reaper was now convinced, despite the evidence of the trial, Wonder Man could not be his brother, for his brother would never lift a hand against him. Thus, both the Vision and Wonder Man were mockeries of his brother who must die. The Reaper made another attempt of the two that ended in failure. He would then go on to leave the Avengers to become an actor and stuntman. He would then help join their West Coast division, along with Hawkeye, Clint Barton. He would then help form a romance with the Scarlet Witch. Did you act like it? Let's see here. He would then Wonder Man would go on to have, so basically there's he has been a Marvel character since the 60s. He has been a part of the huge revolution and evolution of the Avengers. As you said, he was I think he helped form and help be a part of their West Coast Avengers division. He was a part of the Kree. He helped the Avengers to fight alongside the Kree, to help fight the Kree. Excuse me, I'm going all over the place here. I apologize. He even had a huge role in the first Civil War Marvel did back in 2006. Granted, I wasn't crazy about the event, but he still he was part of Iron Man's side during as I was saying before. He also developed a romance with Carol Danvers, who at the time was Ms. Marvel. And as I said, during the Marvel's first Civil War event back in 2006, he joined Iron Man's side and was a huge supporter of the Superhuman Registration Act. He really was. He had some, he even, okay, you know what? I'm going to stop right now. Big Phil, you were saying random shit in the chat. You were saying, talk about the pink kryptonite so you can what? Talk stupid shit about Superman, asshole? Oh, no, this is a fucking troll right here. Thank you. You were saying, this is what pisses me off about Big Phil. You say stupid shit. You say immature, juvenile shit like an asshole about certain characters that people like. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean you have to act like an asshole about it. And Joshua Ross, stop with the cult stuff. Seriously, if you're not here to listen to the Character 101 video, don't fucking watch. Thank you. Have a nice day. Sorry if I'm... Yeah, so you can watch shit on Superman, asshole? Trolls, we shit on his legacy? like you always fucking do. Whenever I talk about Superman, you always gotta shit on his legacy. You gotta shit on his legacy. You gotta trash his legacy for no legitimate, intelligent reason. That's what you fucking do, big fella. I don't want to hear it, big fella. Knock it off. I'm not playing games. Oh. Joshua Rock, knock it off. All right, enough. Enough with the Superman stuff. Enough with the Green Kryptonite stuff. Enough. Let's get back to the Wonder Man video. He helped form. He was a part of the Dark Reign event. Norman Osborn, when he became part of as I was saying, he created a new, when he became part of S.H.I.E.L.D., he found the new Team Avengers. He retired Wonder Man. He then became a part of their Lethal Legion. He then, later on, Superman is good. I then formed the Revengers when the Avengers reformed. He then became part of the Avengers Unity Squad, the Uncanny Avengers. He even had a huge role in War of the Realms, Empire, the Ultron Agenda, and yeah, so he's been a part of Marvel Comics. It's a legitimate question. I'll get to that in a moment. But basically what I'm trying to say is he's been a part of the Marvel Comics franchise since the 60s. And Marvel, I think, has done a piss poor job in showcasing this character in the related media. Thankfully, he's getting a Disney Plus series, which I know, according to the trailers, hasn't been too appealing. But hopefully it's good. That's all I can say. Okay, we got trolls here. What's a good superhero comp to Wonder Man? I can't think of it right now, but I'll get back to you. But in the meantime, here are his powers and abilities. He has an ionic energy form. His entire bones and tissue have been augmented with strength supported by Pym particles. He is composed of ionic energy, and he cannot be morphed into symbiotes since he's a being of ionic energy, not flesh and blood. He cannot be infected by symbiotes. He cannot pregnate women. Next time I do this. He has vast superhuman strength. He's one of the strongest superheroes in the Marvel Universe. He can lift well in excess of 100 tons and has been considered more than once to have century-level strength. He was one of the most powerful members of the Avengers and has been often regarded once as one of the strongest men on the planet. He has been compared to Thor, Sentry, Hulk numerous times. He's even floored the God of Thunder more than enough times when they confronted each other. However, considering when they hold back, he even recognized Thor as superior, and he barely lifted for a few seconds a mechanism that Thor exercises. However, despite this, he has been in the same class as the likes of Thor, Hercules, the Hulk, you name it. There was one occasion where he was able to seemingly match the God of Thunder's strength and force him to use Mjolnir to overpower Wonder Man. He was even superior to Iron Man at his armor's extreme capacity. I mean, his strength is so massive that Iron Man had to operate at a high compressed temporary match Wonder Man's power, but Tony was unsuccessful. Wonder Man was able to overpower the Red Hulk in battle, Thaddeus Ross, of course, and was even able to overwhelm the Abomination after a difficult confrontation. What the fuck? And easily lifted up equipment, the thing had difficulty. You know what? I don't know who the hell these people are. Or just spamming shit. He has superhuman leaping abilities. He has vast superhuman speed, superhuman stamina, 9 vulnerability, superhuman agility, reflexes, senses, superhuman hearing, energy, vision, flight, self-power augmentation, resurrection, empowerment, immortality, self-resurrection, self-sustenance, ionic regenerative healing, energy manipulation, energy construct creation, electromagnetic manipulation, ionic blast, ionic beams, flame projection, shape-shifting, size alteration, power recycling, and teleportation. Now, in terms of his abilities, he's a gifted intellect. He's a trained engineer, electrical engineer, and capable industrialist, but not on Tony's level. He's a very good actor that has earned him a spot on Hollywood's Walk of Fame. His acting gives him a strong edge in undercover work. He's a stuntman. He's an expert combatant being trained under Captain America in Aikido, and he speaks Russian. And that's it for now. Sorry for my outburst. I'm just wanting to get this point across to certain people. And let me see who's in the chat before. No one beats Red Hulk, huh? Red Hulk has been beaten before, Incels. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I think you're just acting like a fanboy right there. Or an ignorant, arrogant fool, Incel Allen. Steven Seagal. He cannot pregnate women. He can't. He can't pregnate women, period. So, no. And I'm not saying, okay, Red Hulk is a very good character. Thaddeus Ross is a very good character, but he has been beaten before. Yes, the bad fella and the big fella are the same person, Cam Warren enthusiast. Wonder Man. Red. Fuck. Women. I said Wonder Man. Yep, as I said before, Wonder Man says he can. Well, let's say, how can you go on about the? He can't. I'm sorry, Weed. I'm sorry, Tom. He can't pregnate women because his body is composed of ionic energy. He doesn't have a traditional physical form nor reproductive capabilities. He can't pregnate people, period. Now, 25, you're being a fucking idiot right now. Men can't get. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to be a smartass. See, this is why next time when I do these videos, I'm going to disable the chat. Because you guys say a bunch of dumb shit. You guys try to distract me. You guys try to take the fun out of this. So consider this the last time you'll be able to do this. Yes, I know Sith happens. I know, Gold. Yes, I'm sorry. You guys forced my hand. I'm sorry, Cam Ward enthusiast. You guys say a bunch of dumb shit in the chat. I know, but I have to put my foot down. I have to put my foot down. I'm not going to answer every single dumb question. You can type in the chat in the comment section. Big fella, I know you're the same person. And for you to lie, let's see. The bad fella and the big fella, the same goddamn person. Yes, you do. Stop the line. You shit on his legacy. You bitch and complain about his popularity. Shut up. Vegemite man. Vegemite man. What the fuck? I don't care. You know, Gary thinks almost everything is gay, so I don't really give a shit what Gary thinks. What the fuck? Vegemite man. Vegemite man. Oh. It's not hostility, Darkbrink. It's the truth. I'm glad you are, Incel. I am too. I don't shit on him constantly. I spill the truth. And you, bad fella, you are the same person. So knock it off. Which hero or villain to beat up Gary? I'm not going to answer that because I don't want to start any trouble. So I'm not going to answer that. Oh, let's see. Do I like, now this is a great question. Do I like Captain Underpants? Yes, I do. I am. He was one of my favorites growing up as a kid. I read most, if not all, of his books growing up as a kid. I love those books. Thank you. I am not an owner of a Burger King restaurant, so I'm deleting this comment. Yes, I love Captain Underpants. Whatever. Captain Underpants is a great character. I was so obsessed with that. I may do a video. Could beat up. Oh my god. Do I think SpongeBob could beat up the Hulk? No. He would annoy the shit out of him though. All the Crimson Chance from Fairy Odd Parents. I haven't watched enough episodes to get my thoughts on the characters. I'll get back to you on that, Weed. In case you're wondering, I'm chewing on Trident watermelon twist gum. Let's see. I said ionic, not bionic, Robert C. I said ionic. All right. I'm going to get going. Good talking with you. Mermaid, oh, God. I would say Batman and Robin because they've been around a long time. I'm going to go with Batman. You know what duo is very underrated, Cam Ward? Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. I don't like. Can Wonder Man beat? I think so. He's immortal. He can't die, Wonder Man. I would say Thanos, but Plankton's a fine character. Yeah, sure you could. Not. And so, Alan, stop with the super gay stuff. Seriously. No, I have not been reading Absolute Batman. I have yet to read any of the Absolute Batman I have any of the Absolute DC comics. I heard they're really good. Can Batman beat yes, I would yes. You know what? A lot of these I heard about that. The Joker looks crazy in the Absolute Batman comic. He looks freaking crazy. Um, all right. Looks like a lot of these questions, except for the Sith happen and the Cam Ward or Iron Man. I know Cam Ward's on a very bad team. I think he still has a bright future. He just needs the right coach. But I am a fan of Iron Man, so I'm going to go with Iron Man. All right, everyone. Next time, I'm fucking